Welcome to Overages Overflow, your comprehensive guide to building a successful tax sale recovery business. This isn't about flipping properties or managing real estate. This is a smart checklist blueprint that walks you through a proven service-based model for helping property owners recover surplus funds they don't even know exist. We'll cover 5 essential steps: identifying surplus funds, conducting due diligence, acquiring clients, navigating the legal process, and maximizing recovery. This is your roadmap from smart to-go training to building a legitimate, scalable business in the surplus funds industry. Let's dive into this hidden economy where millions of dollars are waiting to be recovered every single day. Let me break down what makes this business fundamentally different from traditional real estate investing. Traditional investing requires high capital, comes with property management headaches, exposes you to significant market risk, and ties you down with actual property ownership. Tax sale overage recovery flips that model completely. You're leveraging intellectual capital, not cash. There's no property ownership involved. You work on a pure contingency fee basis, and you're operating as a service provider, not an investor. Here's the key statistic that should grab your attention. Millions of dollars in unclaimed funds are generated daily across the nation. This isn't a one-time opportunity. It's a recurring revenue stream built on a problem that regenerates constantly. Let's walk through exactly how an overage is created. Imagine a property goes to tax auction with a winning bid of $50,000. The original debt, those unpaid taxes and fees, might only be $5,000, which was the opening bid. The gap between that $5,000 debt and the $50,000 auction price? That $45,000 difference is the overage. And here's the critical legal principle you need to understand. This surplus legally belongs to the original property owner, not the county or the winning bidder. The typical range per claim? We're looking at $10,000 to over $100,000 per case. This is real money sitting in county treasuries, waiting for someone knowledgeable enough to help rightful owners claim it. So why doesn't everyone know about this? There are 3 major disconnects creating this opportunity. First, there's a fundamental lack of knowledge. Most property owners have no idea these surplus funds even exist after a tax sale. Second, counties rarely proactively notify or return this cash to owners. The burden falls entirely on the property owner to discover and claim their money. Third, and this is the urgency factor, these funds don't wait forever. Through a process called escheatment, unclaimed money reverts to the state after just 2 to 5 years. This is where you come in as the specialist. You become the bridge between the county treasury and the rightful owner. You advance the costs and expertise to navigate this complex process in exchange for a share of the recovery. You're solving a real problem that costs property owners millions every year. Here's the reality. You cannot operate this business as a hobbyist. Credibility is absolutely key to success in this industry. Let me walk you through the 5 foundational elements you must have in place. First, entity selection. Establish an LLC or corporation for liability protection and tax benefits. Second, identity. Obtain your EIN from the IRS and a DUNS number for business credit. Third, banking. Set up a dedicated business bank account. This is required for receiving county checks. Fourth, insurance. Invest in errors and omissions liability insurance. It's recommended and protects you from costly mistakes. Fifth, presence. Create a professional email address and dedicated business phone line. These aren't suggestions, they're requirements if you want counties, attorneys, and clients to take you seriously. Without this foundation, you'll struggle to close even your first case. Not all markets are created equal for this business. Your territory selection can make or break your success. So let's focus on 3 critical criteria. First, population density. Target metropolitan areas with over 100,000 people. Higher population equals higher volume of tax sales and surplus funds. Second, data access. Prioritize counties that publish online excess funds lists or overbid lists. If you can't easily access the data, you'll waste valuable time on manual research. Third, legal landscape. Research each state's requirements carefully. Some states require attorney involvement. Others have fee caps that might limit your profitability. Here's a smart idea that will save you months of frustration. Before you commit to a territory, Google excess funds plus your target state name to review the specific legislation. Use findlaw.com for deeper legal research. If you don't research the laws up front, you're setting yourself up for failure. Let's talk about your data funnel. This is where your deal flow begins. At the source level, contact your county assessor's office and request their tax overage, excess funds, or overbid list. Don't be intimidated. This is public information. Once you have the list, it's time for the filter stage. Remove low dollar amounts that won't justify your time investment. Then, and this is crucial, verify the status on your county's tax portal. Make absolutely sure the property hasn't been redeemed. If it's been redeemed, that list is outdated and you're wasting your time. What comes out of this funnel are your actionable leads, unclaimed funds with high enough value to pursue. This status check isn't optional. Many beginners skip this verification step and spend weeks chasing dead leads. Don't make that mistake. Now we enter detective mode. Your target is clear, the named owner on the deed. Your primary research tools are public records and skip tracing software. If the original owner is deceased, you'll need to pivot to secondary research, building out the family tree to find parents, siblings, or heirs who have legal standing to claim the funds. Here's the mindset shift you need to make. Put on your invisible investigator's hat. Use deductive reasoning to map out the claimant's life. Where did they move? Are they still alive? Who are their relatives? This requires patience and strategic thinking. One more critical piece of advice: start with individual claims. Avoid corporations until you're experienced. Corporate ownership adds layers of complexity with dissolved entities, successor companies, and complicated ownership structures. Master the individual cases first. Your contact sequence follows a specific strategy. Written correspondence first, then the phone call. Send a tailored mailer with one goal. Mentally prepare the target for your upcoming call. This isn't about closing them by mail. It's about warming the leads so when you call, you're not a complete stranger. When you do make that phone call, your job is to overcome skepticism. Most people will think this sounds too good to be true or wonder if it's a scam. Here's your three-part strategy. Don't spill everything immediately. Don't reveal the exact amount or property location right away. Build trust by positioning yourself as a specialist solving a legal problem, not a salesperson. Use education and facts to antidote their natural skepticism. You're not trying to trick anyone. You're helping them understand a complex legal situation. Once your client agrees to move forward, you need 3 critical documents properly executed: the contingency fee agreement, a limited power of attorney, and the county claim form signed by the petitioner owner. This is where your linchpin comes in, the mobile notary. They become your eyes and ears on the ground, especially if you're working remotely or in multiple territories. The notary ensures all documents are signed correctly, identities are verified, and everything is properly witnessed. Find qualified mobile notaries through the National Notary Association at findanotary.com. Don't try to cut corners here. Improperly executed documents will get your claim rejected, costing you months of time. A professional notary is an investment that protects your entire deal. They provide the credibility and documentation integrity that counties and courts require. After your documents are secured, here's what to expect. Stage 1. Submission. File your petition with the county and prepare to wait 60 to 120 days. Set up a monitoring system to check status every 2 weeks. Don't just file and forget. Stage 2. The deposit. When the county check finally arrives, deposit it in your business account and then wait another 10 to 14 days for clearance. This is not negotiable. Stage 3. The payout. Only after the check fully clears do you disperse your client's share and keep your fee. Let me emphasize the golden rule that will protect your business. Never advance funds from your personal savings to a client. Never promise immediate payment. Wait for the county check to clear. Counties can and do issue stop payments if errors are discovered. If you've already paid out your client, you're personally liable for that loss. Patience. Let's address the elephant in the room, the challenges. You will face cash flow gaps because there's a long wait between doing the work and getting paid. You will encounter skepticism from potential clients who think this is a scam. These are real barriers. But here's the reality that successful operators understand. Boring is good. Success in this business comes from rinsing and repeating mundane tasks consistently. There's no saturation because new overages are created daily through death, divorce, and debt. The supply is literally endless. And here's how you scale smart. Operate as a small family office to keep overhead low. You don't need a fancy office or large staff to generate six figures. This is a lean, knowledge-based business model where your expertise and systems create value, not expensive infrastructure. When the original owner is deceased, you're entering advanced territory, but also potentially larger payouts. Start by identifying whether probate is already open. If yes, contact the executor directly. They have legal authority to sign your contingency fee agreement on behalf of the estate. If there's no probate, you'll need to identify the heirs, typically the spouse, children, or siblings, and potentially help them open a simple estate. The required documents change here. You'll need an inheritance expectancy agreement and a letter of direction. Here's a smart tactical tip. Whenever possible, have the executor or administrator sign your contingency fee agreement to bind the entire estate, not just individual heirs. This protects you from disputes between family members later and ensures your fee comes from the estate recovery, not out of individual heir portions. If your claim gets denied, don't panic. Treat it as a data problem, not a personal failure. Follow this three-step rebuttal process. Step 1. Validate. Re-examine your research carefully. Check for new liens that appeared after your initial review or math errors in your calculation. Step 2. Communicate. Inform your client professionally about what happened. Transparency builds trust, even in setbacks. Explain the issue and your plan to address it. Step 3. Rebut. Craft a formal response with supporting evidence. Fix any administrative errors, provide documentation for liens you accounted for, and present a clear argument. Many denials are administrative oversights or miscommunications that can be corrected with a well-documented rebuttal. This is where your professionalism and attention to detail separate you from amateurs. Let's bring this all together. Your roadmap has 4 clear stages. Find the gap in the data, locate the rightful owner, secure their rights through proper documentation, and recover the funds through the county process. But beyond the mechanics, you need the right mindset. Here's the truth. If you don't work the process consistently, you won't see results. Success is consistency, not luck. Overages exist as long as hardship exists, which means this opportunity is permanent. The variable is your effort. The opportunity is here, proven, and waiting. The only question is whether you'll put in the systematic effort to build this business.